Quick Slants is presented by your local New England Honda dealers.
Hey, you're here. What's up, kids? How's everything going? Happy Thanksgiving. I'll tell you what, if you aren't giddy about Thursday night, you, my friend, are un-American. Patriots are 6-4. 4-3, figure this, 4-3 gets them to 10-7, and that gets them in the playoffs. 3-4, they go 3-4, that's dicey. But on paper, 5 losses are hanging out there for the Patriots. They got Buffalo twice, they got Miami, Cincinnati, and Minnesota. On paper, all of those teams could take the Patriots out. The Patriots are going to have to flip one of them. This could be the one. This could be the one. All right, here's the game plan, ladies and gentlemen. Mini, big one. Get it, Mini, big one. Also, McKirkle. The similarities between Mac and Kirk, they are profound. Also, all about the D. We're going to get to that for my slant, and we have some phenomenal, irrelevant questions with our guy, Jonnu Smith. But first, here comes the great Kay Adams. Hi, my little pierogi.
Hello, my little turkey. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. How did things go for you today? Your Poland team was on the pitch, as they say.
Not great. There was a penalty kick, and my star player did not do well. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the AFC now.
Wait a minute. This was my favorite tweet of the day yesterday. We got time for this.
What?
I'm curious, says Tyler, why do you cheer for Poland? She's the best. I look good in red and white. Of course she looks good in red and white. She looks good in everything. But she also has that heritage. God bless her. All right, now we can go to the football.
Let's do it. Time for some quick fire. Let's do it.
All right,
Bill
brought to you
Belichick.
by your New England Honda dealers. What do you got?
Well, Bill Belichick speaking rather glowingly about one Justin Jefferson today. You know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Watch him a little bit in the offseason and then looking at him now. I mean, he was no secret, but been hard to envision the amount of success he's had in 3 years. I mean, the numbers are historic. So, he's a great player. I mean, Gronkowski would have been a top 10 pick too if you knew what his production was. I mean, talking about Hall of Fame type guys that are, not in the top 10. He should have been in the top 10. Brady,
You name it. It's a lot to deal with, Kay, and it's going to be fascinating because the Patriots haven't faced really one of these top tier receivers in a little while. Will they send Jalen Mills and a safety over the top and then let somebody else take care of Adam Thielen in a one-on-one situation? It will be interesting to watch how the Patriots attack this because it's not just Justin Jefferson, is it?
No, and hopefully Devin McCourty, doing a lot of yapping about one Tom Curran. Every time we see him at a press conference, maybe he needs to make sure he's focused on what's going on the field with a guy like Justin Jefferson in town. It'll be definitely super fun to watch. It's a great matchup. And we've got Adam Thielen, another wide receiver you got to take account of, talking about how big this game is for these surging Vikings.
It's going to show what kind of character this team has, what kind of leaders this team has, this organization has, how we respond after a game like that. How are we going to come out of this off of a tough loss and a blowout loss at home? How are we going to respond to that? And so I'm looking forward to that.
They're finding different ways to win, Tom, and they've done it in every game in these wonky, weird situations. Kirk Cousins pulling out, but it really is the injection of Kevin O'Connell. All respect for Mr. Zimmer, but you bring in O'Connell and he really just reinvigorated everything on both sides of the ball. Justin Jefferson, a huge part of that. Thielen, a huge part, but all the confidence with Kirk Cousins. This team, just because they lost, it'll only make them stronger, and they need that resilience if they're going to make a Super Bowl run. They're not going to be a tough out for these Pats at all.
No, but I think what's interesting is there are so many questions about this team, and they need to validate themselves to a degree too. Yeah, they're 8-2, and they have that win over Buffalo that you mentioned, the wonky fashion in which they secured it. But to turn around in the next week and get demolished 40-3 by the Dallas Cowboys, going to be a little bit of introspection. The Patriots, I'm not saying they're walking into a hornet's nest here, but there's a lot on the line for a Minnesota team, and the Patriots are trying to prove something to themselves as well.
I don't take it away. I don't say it's a knock on the Vikings that game. I think the Cowboys are a threat and people don't want to believe that. And Tony Pollard, what they're doing offensively, everyone wants to say Mike McCarthy can't get it done. So with that, I would be careful. This isn't, to me, this is a team that is a Super Bowl contender in the NFC. And I think that it took nothing away from them the way that loss happened. Okay, let's take a look at this now. It's a comp between the aforementioned Kirk Cousins and Glenn McCorkle. So their careers, Jones, as you see, he's got a slight edge in the win percentage and completion percentage, but Cousins has the edge in passing yards per game, touchdown percentage, interception percentage, and passer rating. So I ask you, McCorkle?
Yeah, so many people theorize that the high end for Mac Jones might be Kirk Cousins, and that's fine. He's a productive player. I like Chad Pennington, too. Thought he was an MVP candidate way back 14 years ago in 2008. So can Mac Jones execute like that? Can he execute like Kirk Cousins? Is that enough to satiate New England Patriots fans? Because he is an efficient quarterback, but he also does have a tendency to fall apart limb by limb, piece by piece, every time he's in prime time. So these two players together, I'm starting to look at Mac Jones and say, hey, if he gets to Kirk Cousins' level, that's a layup. I like that. I like it.
Yeah, and help by, I think it's going to be a huge game for the defense in Belichick, what he's able to do even against the Jets in each and every game. I know the Vikings are a different animal, but really looking at that defense to help the quarterback for your Patriots. All right, I got another full screen for you. Some more numbers up there in New England. Here are the Patriots numbers on taking sacks the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Listen, no, that's not pretty. They were sacked 6 times in both games against the Jets, 4 times in between against the Colts. I'm no mathematician, but with my TI-89 calculator, that equals 16 sacks for loss of 95 yards over their last 3. So whack-a-math, yikes.
Yeah, and only 3 times had they had more than 3 sacks in the entirety of his career prior to this. So now he's been sacked 6 and 4 is 10, 16 times, and average of 5+ per game in the last 3. A lot of that, Kay, is tied to the fact that just lay down, take the sack, don't worry about it, protect the football. But they might be in a game this week where the other team is going to do some scoring, and they have to put the ball into harm's way. It'll show whether or not Mac is in a position, Kay, to bite off a little bit more. Will they protect him long enough? Those are the questions that the Patriots are going to be forced to face on Thursday.
I cannot believe the slate of action on this day. I cannot remember a better, more meaningful day of football on Thanksgiving Thursday. Let's go, Tom.
Let's go, Kay. And I put a poll out there. It's a Mac-related poll because I really liked the way he performed the other day. This brought to you by Shaw's, of course, and they're perfecting the art of fresh. What did Sunday tell you about Mac Jones, that 23 for 27, 246 performance? I loved it. 16% of you. Better, at least. It was better. 53%. Still makes me a little uneasy. 23% and zapping me right now. Brought in 8%. Those are the people just hiding out in the jungle, just saying, please bring him back.
Well, we love tweeting the show, and we appreciate it. I picked out some of my favorites. Curran and Kay saying, love the performance from decision-making standpoint. He did a great job taking what the defense gave him. I'm more concerned with the O-line play and red zone play calling is terrible. Beloved, my wife,
so nice.
Said, yeah, it's gorgeous. Has to know when he can't take a sack situationally. Other than that, few complaints. And Rain says Mac has 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions this season. All right, will you take that rainy disposition elsewhere, Rain Bolt?
You know, I pointed out toward the end of the game prior to the punt return by Marcus Jones that it was 3-3, Kay. 3 to flipping 3. It was like watching paint dry. I can digest a defensive battle, but this wasn't as much defensive battling as it was offensive ineptitudining, in my estimation.
Ineptitudining, not a word, but I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down, my friend.
All right, nice flowers, by the way. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for Ask Kay, and we have another poll, ladies and gentlemen. I think you're gonna like this one, Kay. Say there's a hypothetical family that was going to eschew turkey and instead have steaks on Thanksgiving. Would you call this family inspired trailblazers, enviable trendsetters, a family to celebrate, or un-American animals? Okay,
I think trailblazer is an overused word. A shoe, however, excellent use of that word. My good friend, whoever did the social media on that. I will say they're a family to celebrate.
Thank you.
I'm not, turkey, not the greatest thing on earth. I like the tradition of it, but I say it's a time for everyone to do what they want. It's one of the only holidays that are just about food and eating, and there's not a crazy amount of obligations. There's football to watch, and it's fun. So just do whatever you want. Get a Happy Meal. I won't judge you.
See, Kate's all about the no judging. And you're going to have, what, the whole family out there for Thanksgiving?
No, thank God. I have my parents up here right now. Send help. No, we're going to Chicago.
You're going to Chai. Good. All right. Make sure you're landed by the time the activities begin. Happy Thanksgiving. You're the best ever.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone over there, my NBC Sports Boston family.
See you, kid. Growth Potential, brought to you by Dr. Matthew Lepresti. Look younger, feel younger, get your hair back with Leonard Hair Transplant Associates. How's that Patriots defense doing? Not too shabby. 6 points allowed in the last couple games. Just 14 first downs. 224. Did you say total, Robbie? Total. 220. That's insane. 87 pass yards. I usually do a lot of this stuff, and I said, Rob, give me some impressive defensive stats. And that's what he came up with. And that's not averages, folks. That's total. Time now, ladies and gentlemen, from my slant. Watch out! How far can the Patriots go in 2022? Now, as we turn into the home stretch a little bit, that's the question. The answer is simple. As far as their defense will carry them. Now, we got guys like Gerard Mayo, who are intimately involved with the Patriots defense, who want to spin it a little bit. Gerard from the postgame with Phil Perry the other day.
Can you guys continue to carry the offense the way you have when you're winning games here and they're not able to score?
They'll carry us as well. So it's a team sport. We're all we're in this together no matter what. No matter what the situation, we want to put our best foot forward. So we'll see what happens. We got a tough stretch ahead. Right now, all of our focus is on the Vikings. And with that said, they're playing the Cowboys right now, so I'm out.
And they managed 3 points. Also, Gerard, they're not going to carry you at some point, okay? Stop waiting. It's not time for the Great Pumpkin or anything else. The party is over. They're not going to get that much better. There's no win this week, most likely. There's quite likely no David Andrews. There's no chance to light it up when you're an offense that's been at the 50 or better like 64 times and has scored just 25 times on those. They are averaging less than 3 points on forays over the 50-yard line this year. That's untenable. But what is tenable? It's that defense. And front to back, it's a defense that is actually more accomplished than last year's. Those paper tigers from 2021, the other boogeymen from 2019. Those are the teams that make you a little bit leery about what the Patriots are going to do down the stretch. But this one's tough on the back end because it's got the safeties with Phillips, McCourty, Duggar. The cornerback group is very, very, very deep and talented, and they have a dynamic pass rusher. To me, how far the Patriots are going to be able to go is completely linked to their defense. Keep teams under 20 points, and they can do it. They're going to be fine. They did have their problems. We know it with those dual-threat quarterbacks, and they still have to deal with the Bills. They got to make them punt once or twice. I think they will. And I think the Patriots are going to have some success this week against Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. And here's Marcus Jones. He's one of those defenders not making headlines for his defense, though. Bam!
My main thing is I thought they was going to go ahead and try to kick it out of bounds due to the time on the clock. But the first thing was trying to make sure that I followed my teammates' block, and then I seen a punter. And I was like, if I make a miss, then I should be able to go the distance.
You're going to love this kid. He's going to be around for a while. Marcus Jones, of course, he sealed the win the other day. He was a selection this year in the 2022 draft. The Patriots hit on a few Joneses. Jack, Marcus, I'm going to say Mac as well. They've had a good draft. Cole Strange, well, maybe he's dipped a little bit, but overall, he's been capable enough to say that's a check mark. But when you look at Marcus Jones and what he was able to do on Sunday to secure that game, that's electric. And that's why the Patriots actually have the best starting field position in the league, which damns the offense, too, and the number of points they put up. Another riser, Damian Harris. Give him the ball, he runs straight upfield. He gets those shoulders split at the line of scrimmage. Zing! That's what you need. And that's why the Patriots going to wide zone this offseason really didn't make that much sense. Maybe all the other kids were doing it. This was a time that Bill Belichick decided to zig when everybody else was zigging, and he should have kept zagging. keep going straight, give the ball to Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson. And of course, it's always a riser when Jacoby Myers is involved. Far and away the Patriots' most potent offensive aerial threat. He is, without him, I mean, I don't know who else gets open. And you can see the comfort level that exists between Mac Jones and Jacoby Myers. We'll see you on Thursday, because the Patriots are going to have to cobble together some points. If there are risers, there are, however, also some fallers. And the first guy we have up there is Yod the Bod. Yod just struggled quite a bit at the right tackle position last week against the Jets. A lot of people have been struggling against the Jets. That is a top-tier defense. So we'll see how he performs this week against an equally fast but not as tenacious Minnesota Vikings defense. Another guy who's a faller, and he may have fallen out of the lineup with an injury. It's Isaiah Wynn. He's having a tough year. And given the fact that he's making $10 million and a former first-round pick, it is legendarily disappointing. And your final faller, and he's fallen out of the lineup as well, perhaps, for the New York Jets. It's the second overall pick in the 2021 draft. It's Zach Wilson. Isn't it funny? I mean, he was like anointed the second pick behind Trevor Lawrence. No one even really, investigated whether that was a great idea coming out of BYU, that you draft this kid and put him up there. It was all because of arm talent. Well, now he is, after a 9 for 19 day, playing a shell game with whether or not he deserved a ton of the blame for that. Might be on the bench, according to Robert Saleh, who's leaving all options open for the 6-4 Jets. I'd say bring in Joe Flacco. That's what I would say. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jonnu Smith, tight end extraordinaire. He's out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, originally one of 6 kids, the youngest of 6.
Youngest of 6.
What was the biggest advantage to being the youngest?
You get spoiled. Easy, man. Come on. They try to pick on you, mom coming to your rescue. So, I definitely was spoiled. So, they grew up, I was the annoying little brother because, I always got my way. I got whatever I wanted. When mom not around, you definitely going to get it. You know what I'm saying? So I felt that from all 5 of my siblings. It's all love, though. We all love each other.
What does your mom sound like when she yells at you? I want the best imitation. Is it the full name?
Jonnu!
Favorite dinner your mother makes?
Turkey wings.
Really?
Yeah, turkey wings. It's not even a popular dish, man. Like, a lot of people haven't had that. Like, my wife had to learn how to cook it because, that was, like, my favorite thing that my mom cooked growing up.
If you could time travel in one direction or the other, would you go back or would you go forward?
Probably go forward just to see, what's some things that's going to happen that maybe I can prevent.
Okay. Yeah, some superhero stuff.
Yeah, if I could go back to a certain time period, it'd be definitely 80s, man. Wearing my, Kango hat,
yep.
With the anchor piece,
Yep, Adidas everywhere.
Listening to Run DMC.
Thanksgiving. Is that free reign to start with the Christmas songs?
I believe so. Yeah, I think so. I think Thanksgiving, you kind of gear up for Christmas. I think Thanksgiving is like the pregame for Christmas,
okay.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese, stuffing, green bean casserole, or mashed taters with gravy. Which one?
Anything that's casserole, you can count me out. I'm good on the anything casserole. I'm good. I'm gonna go mac and cheese.
I'm gonna go taters and gravy.
I'm gonna go mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go mac and cheese.
Oh, last thing I have to do this.
What's up?
Hey, what's your number? Number 81. Why is that your number? Do you love that number?
Yeah, it was, so oddly enough, it's funny because I wore 87 in college. Eric Decker was 87 in Tennessee. So my rookie year coming in, we signed Dak, and then of course I signed. So Dak won in 87. And, we made a little agreement. So 81 was the next number that, kind of I felt like it fit me. So I kind of just been rocking with 81 since. And
you look good in the one.
It fits me, man.
It's more streamlined. It's faster. It's a faster number than 87.
It's a faster number than 87. You know what I'm saying? So not that I look fast in any number, but
you do.
Fast. 81 rock with me, man. So I'm rocking with 81.
This was a great day.
Absolutely.
Alec Lewis, writer for The Athletic, on the Vikings, had this to say. I'm going to try and give you as much Vikings intel as I can. Sunday's jarring defeat lent credence to the doubters of the Vikings, many of whom have seen this statistic. Dating back to 1940, 284 teams have won 8 or more of their first 10. Of those teams, only the 2022 Vikings have a negative point differential, -2. That one number is the clearest evidence in support of the popular narrative that through 10 games, the Vikings are a team that can be had. Another little stat for you, they've allowed a 37.7 pressure rate, according to True Media. 5th highest in the NFL. The Vikings have also allowed the largest pressure rate when blitzed on fewer than 30% of dropbacks. So that's some intel for you going forward, because as we talked about, the Patriots might be without Andrews. They might be without Isaiah Wynn. They haven't been steadfast up front anyway, but when you look at the defenses the Patriots have gone against, snicker at the Jets all you want. The Jets are a 96 mile an hour on the black kind of pitcher defensively. The Vikings aren't that. They're fast, but they are not nearly as potent as the New York Jets are. So Mac might be able to get his feet set and feast a little bit. Listen, too, Devin McCourty was asked about high school football games today, and here's what his response was when he asked about the sentimentality of your final game.
I never really thought about, that last high school basketball game I played, it would be the last organized, competitive game. You don't get the same pickup like Tom Curran plays. He always tells me about his games. That's not the same as when you're playing high school, so just enjoying that moment.
You know what? Some people still have it at 55. Andrew! I still got it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to enjoy your Thanksgiving. Thanks to all my great friends out there who, over the course of 13 seasons of Quick Slants, have been there. Thanks to all my great co-hosts, McCourty included, Jason McCourty, Kyle Van Noy, Gerard Mayo. I could keep going. Paulette, Megan Ottolini, Kay, you name it. Have a great Thanksgiving. Bye.